A great night. Went to see my all-time favorite band at this point play. Tonight, uh, the Birthday Massacre. It really is my birthday month. I turn 39 in just a few months. I haven't been to a show in a really long time. I mean, you get up to a certain age, and yeah, you don't go as often. But I've been a fan of theirs for like almost most of my life at this point, over 20 years. I mean, it's been like since 2002. So yep. I had VIP tickets. I want you to see up on my wall. Like, see, look, signatured, everything. I got a photo of me. Chibi's literally holding on to me. The lead singer and the band. I'm tired right now. Because I just had to drive home, and it's all the way from downtown Portland, to Cornelius, you know, basically, which is quite a drive, but of course I'm going 70 down to 26, real quick all the way home because there's no traffic on the road right around midnight. I tried to stop at the gas station, but the gas station was closed by this point at night on the way home. I had to go to a different one and find a drink, just to get some caffeine in me for the rest of the trip. And now this isn't being shot in a bathroom, despite the curtains you see behind you. It's a room that I sleep in, basically. You know, it's being shot in, and yeah, I've had a night at this point, and man, totally could use a tissue. But anyways, I need to hop in the shower and get on with it, but I think I'm gonna have to crash first, and get on with my day. And I'm just really I've had a great night. It's been a really really fun experience. I met a guy at the show who I kind of hit it off with as a friend. I mean, I don't me. I mean, if you know me very well, you know that like most of my friends are girls, so it's very rare that I meet like a guy that I actually get along with. But we were chatting pretty much the whole show. Eventually, when it got so loud, we had to like write text, with my notepad app to each other and everything. That night we actually got in really early, so we got seats in the back. I got an orange soda at Dante's. It was a great night. Anyways, if you saw anything on stream that grossed you out, because I'm messing with my face, and my apologies, in a big way. But yeah, I just had to drive home, and it's very late at night, and I'm just kind of out of it. You know what I mean? Very tired when I'm shooting this. I just wanted to say, man, it was just a great time. But the guy was saying, he was making $35,000 a month, doing Twitch and everything, sitting right next to me, and that's how he could afford to, come in all the way from Salem to the area and follow these bands around and everything. And he's been down to San Diego, and we started talking about like hacking and being a member of 2600, and he recommended I go to Black Hat, and but he was saying that he was making $35,000 a month doing Twitch, and I'm just like sitting there, jaw dropped, like, man, you'd make more than my father, who capped out at like $100,000 a year doing this. And I told him that I've gotten so kind of high up there, especially with my Bard in Final Fantasy 11, that like it's been right there on the table to go pro for quite some time. If I wanted it, I could just take it at any point and get involved in the game to such an extent that I would be able to go pro. And he was like, "You totally should." I was talking about how I might be able to, take some Twitch, from other streamers by doing old school RPGs on Twitch and everything, and playing my way through these playthroughs, and everything. And he recommended a laptop to me. He was saying that the 5000 series doesn't have ROPs that are missing from them, and everything. And he was saying don't get a fucking 5070, laptop. Basically, showed me one that was like 1400 that I'm gonna have to go buy probably like tomorrow from like his PC vendor that he recommended, and I just I guess I'm contemplating it, and I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna go pro at this point and get the game installed and everything, and put it up on Twitch and everything, and you know hit up with my people. The only problem is if you go pro, you're kind of breaking the rules in a way because RMT is not legal. Well, it's legal, but it's not like it's against the terms of service basically. So you have to be really sneaky about it. You're gonna need secondary accounts and sock accounts that are paid with like prepaid cards so that they can't cross reference the identity to you and everything, and without your name on it and everything. Like, it's a pain. It's a serious pain, you know, putting things together to, engage in RMT without getting in trouble. But I mean, like, my characters are, at this point, like, I've got that red mage that's totally decked out, and that bard that's got all the Rima gear and everything. So she's good for just about anything, everybody always wants the fucking bard. She just has one little problem that has to be addressed, which is just she needs to, well, I mean, she doesn't have the prime weapon, but she has to, you know, she needs to basically go through Omen basically and get all that gear so her songs last longer. That's the real problem with her at the moment. She doesn't have Omen really all that stacked up really well, so that sucks. But I got through that once. I can get through it again, and I just I'm thinking about it, and now that I'm seeing people make that kind of cash going pro, I'm just like, oh shit, man. I guess I'm gonna have to get my accounts back up and get back into the game and everything, and install Twitch and everything and some plugins, because my link Shellys, like the people I hook up with, I wouldn't put it past them to use Taco, walk through walls, glitches, and things. I've seen it happen with them. I kind of hush hush about it and everything, so I want to scramble people's names so that I don't get anybody in trouble when I'm playing. In particular, I believe there is a way to get that done and everything, but it's just overwhelming. My head is like swimming with thoughts and everything, and tonight after the show, and I got a photo of me with like Chibi in my arms and everything, and it was just they say they play Portland every few years and such. I don't know if they were like really aware, if just everybody that was in attendance tonight. I mean, some of us knew the band better than others very clearly, when we were there. Like, it wasn't, I think a lot of people kind of just kind of bar hop in Portland, and Dante's was open for the night and everything, but no, we're part of the core fandom for TPM. This is the first time I've actually crossed over to go to one of their shows, but I've been listening to their stuff since 2002, and if they play Portland again, I'll be there. This is just the first time I've ever made it out. I love them as a band. I've been a fan for a long time. I remember when I first got into them with that song Happy Birthday from them, like that one. the whatever it was, the shit, I forget the name. I'm tired, motherfucker. Like, these names are just not surfacing at the top of my tongue. But anyways, it's the really big one from Violet and everything, and I remember when I first heard it, like, I just went nuts. I mean, I had a friend that I had met in school that had been basically living with me by that point, as a roommate, and he had work at Publix, and I played it the whole fucking night. He was kind of mad at me, but it was like on endless repeat because I was just so like that spooky loop, and it just, oh man, to die for, basically. I love them. I'm a deeply eclectic music buff, like I listen to a ton of different stuff, and so for the Birthday Massacre to be my favorite is actually really rather high praise because I'm all over the fucking place. I mean, everybody that knows me really well on YouTube knows that like I'm a huge fan of Sarah Howells and Paper Airplanes and all that, like not totally different genres, widely apart, but I mean that's me. I mean my taste in music is all over the place, I'm listening to Pandora on the way home, and I'm kind of impressed at the range of stuff that comes on because there's like folk, there's electronica, there's you know shoegaze coming on. It's like three different genres as I'm on the way home and everything, and all over the map. And yeah, that basically, I had a good time tonight. I got a bunch of merch. I got a T-shirt and everything. I got one of their CDs. I'm looking to get their latest album and everything. So, God damn it. Wow, I need a light to show you that. Uh, uh, um, uh, yeah, and I got the album, one of their albums tonight. So it's just been a hell of a show, hell of a night, hell of a lot of things to think about for the morning and everything. Hop in the shower first thing when I wake up, and then I'm gonna order a laptop and think about my future because I think I've accepted. I think I'm probably gonna go pro with Final Fantasy 11. If you're making $35,000 a year streaming stuff, he says that you have to go with the new stuff, but I'm just like, man, I can't. I'm just not. I'm not into a lot of these AA titles that are coming out or any good at any of them.